Hello everyone, this is Michael Wolfe for WatchReport.com. Today we're going to take a look at a brand new release from Ballast Watches. This is the newest version of the Trafalgar, and there are quite a few differences between the original Trafalgar and the new Trafalgar, and I'll go over a couple of those a little bit later. But Ballast is going to release this watch at a full retail price of $499 USD. And I wanted to start off, as always, by showing you what it looks like on a 7 3/4 inch wrist. Not modest at all. A lot of watch on the wrist, as you can see. Really good strap length. I'm in the 3rd sizing hole. We'll get into the strap later on. But let's get this off the wrist, go over the watch a little bit, and let you make some of your own decisions about how you feel about this particular watch model. Okay, Ballast watches, they produce or they have theme-based watches that are typically nautical based. For instance, this particular watch, the Trafalgar, references a famous British naval battle, and I believe Trafalgar was the location somewhere along the Spanish coast somewhere, but it was a naval battle between the British, the French, and the Spanish, which the British won. So their watch models have a nautical theme as where it relates to Great Britain and various accomplishments of their, for instance, in this particular case, the Royal Navy. So, really nice case, 46.5 millimeters, I should say, and when you factor in this large Canteen style crown, it's a massive 52 millimeters. Now, before I get into anything else, I honestly believe that this particular aspect, the Canteen style crown, is going to make this either a love it or hate it kind of watch for many people. If you love Canteen style crowns, things similar to, say, a Russian diver and so forth, you're going to enjoy this watch. Now, that also brings me to the primary difference between the original Trafalgar and then this particular release. The original Trafalgars had a Canteen style crown at the 3 o'clock position. At the 3 o'clock position, a Canteen style crown is going to dig into your wrists and top of your hand a lot more easily than what it will down here at the 4. It's going to be a little bit more hidden by the case as far as fitting into that groove on your wrist. Now, the entire case has a really nice IP titanium, black titanium carbide coating, very evenly applied, as you would expect for a watch at the $499 price point. I really didn't notice any imperfections. Then you have the rose tone IP plating around the bezel, crown, various accents around the case. Really enjoy the angular lugs of this particular watch model. It even though it's 46.5 millimeters, 52 with the crown, with this, the way the angular lugs are and the angle downward, I don't have the exact lug-to-lug measurement right now, but I'll have it in the full written review. Just doesn't make the watch feel quite as massive as what it actually is. Now, on the non-crown side of the case, what you're going to see is more references to the nautical battle with Great Britain's Royal Navy and Spain and France, the Trafalgar, the location of the battle, and then we come unseen, which is the motto for the Royal Navy. Not a huge fan of these plates. I think it's over branding and so forth, but it is, they have placed it and completed it in a very professional way. It looks nice. It's just I'm not a fan of it. I do love the rose tone screw accents that they've used to screw the plate down to the case. Now, when we get over to the crown side, You've got the Canteen style crown. It is oversized, probably right around 9 millimeters in size. And one of the things that I like, I'm not a huge Canteen style crown fan, but one of the things that I really like is that they use the arm to keep one from losing this crown, rather than a chain that you'll see on a lot of Canteen style crown watches. Now below that Canteen style crown, this reveals what appears to be potentially or possibly another push-pull crown, and then what actually some may think looks to be a helium release valve. Well, it's not. It is actually, I want to say, an internal crown is what I'm going to call it, because it works in conjunction with the patented bezel control system that Ballast features on this particular watch model. And what I mean by that, let me zoom in on this a little bit. This right here is actually a push button. One little slight push, and as you can see, that internal crown is what I'm calling it, just ever so slightly moves out. And what it's done is it's moved out to the first setting position, and you can use this bezel, the rotating bezel, to rotate through your day, or your date of the month feature, which is located here at the 3. You depress this again, as you can see, that it moves out even further. And then what the bezel does at that point in time is rotates through your time. Once you're done setting, depress that internal crown, lock down your Canteen, and away you go. So that is what Ballast is referring to as their patented bezel control system. Now, one of the other things that it says it does, and I really don't know, but it says that when the system is locked down and so forth, as you see now, that the rotating of the bezel will actually hand wind the movement. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, or if I'm just misinterpreting that. With an 8215, I didn't think that was necessarily, I didn't think that was possible. But anyhow, wanted to show off what this watch is all about, and that is the patented bezel control system. Now, you do have a very massive 39 millimeter sapphire crystal, reveals a really nice dial. I'm not a huge fan of the Ballast logo at the 9. I'd rather see just the numeral 9 over there. I think it's over branding, because you already have Ballast and some other branding around the center of the dial. And then obviously, as you can see, it is skeletonized somewhat, so you can see the entire date disc that floats around underneath the dial. There is some lume. I've got a lume shot. It's not a massive amount of lume with any long-lasting power, but it is present. And then as you can see, the numerals and the handset and stuff matches up with the rose IP plating on the case features and the crown. The case back. It is a display case back. Now this is kind of puzzling to me. I don't know why watch companies do this. The Miyota 8215, which is, even in this case, which is modified for that particular bezel control system, it's still a very plain, it's not a very attractive movement. There's no decorative features, there's no striping or perlage work at all to it. So it's just, in my opinion, it's quite ugly. So I don't know why watch companies use the display case back in these particular instances, where if they would have just stuck with the real nautical theme and maybe a solid case back and some heavy duty stamping with a submarine or something like that on the case back, I think it would have suited this watch much better. While I've got the watch turned over, as you can see, the strap has quick release pins, which will save on the IP plating if you're changing out the strap. I don't know why anyone would want to change out this particular strap, though. This, in my opinion, this strap is as equal to, as a custom made strap as you can possibly get. It's 4 millimeters in thickness. It's quite soft, quite supple. Love the squared off edges, the burnishment that and the colors that match up with the case and the colors of the watch. It just really corresponds perfectly with, or they just play off each other very well. Fixed floating keeper. And then another feature of a great strap is a high quality buckle. This is a Preview style IP plated buckle with a submarine, which again sticks toward that nautical theme. And there you have it. This is the new Trafalgar from Ballast Watches. It retails for $4.99 USD. I'll have a full written review over on watchreport.com, so definitely go over and check it out. And one other thing that I did want to mention is that, if I didn't mention it previously, is even with a 46.5 millimeter watch, 52 with the crown, you would expect a lot of weight, and the watch is not real heavy. I believe it's under 75 grams on the strap. So don't be afraid that a watch of this size is going to weigh too much for you. Now, you may not like the size of it overall or the Canteen style crown, but definitely do not fear the weight. I would like to thank Ballast Watches for working with Watch Report on this particular review. I would like to thank each one of you for watching, and stay tuned for my next video presentation here on Watch Report.